Hello, everyone. Welcome to Zactified. My name is Stanley, and I'm your host, and I'm on my way to work this morning. Yes, I am. So, today I want to talk about workplace disputes. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because I got sent home yesterday. Yes. Because my manager was upset that I wasn't moving as fast as what I had in the past. And workplaces become confrontational over time. The longer you're around people, the more little quirks. At first there's this honeymoon, just like with any relationship. And I've seemed to have this quite a bit, like in my life, just that real, like, honeymoon aspect when it comes to the workplace, where you work for someone and at first it's great, you're motivated, everything, but then over time there's been promises that have been spoken and not adhered to. This or that happens, and what happens is our perspectives start to change as we start to get to know people more and more, and we start looking at their faults rather than look at their positives, look at their strengths, what they're good at, and how they really help out. So where I work, there's no incentive in place. So there's no way to get a raise unless you go out and take schooling outside of the workplace. So you're not getting paid. You have to go out and get schooling. And moving through a parking lot, so excuse me real quick. And every year you get a mandatory 50-cent raise because we're unionized. Now, they have the power and the authority, of course, because it's their business, and in the contract it allows them to do so, the union contract, to give raises or bonuses. But I have been told that because we're in union, they're not going to do that. So I have an expectation of getting a raise. And I just recently was told this, that no, they're not going to get you a raise at all. And so I've been working really hard, putting forth a lot of effort, to give them a reason to give me a raise. But since they told me they won't increase my income, well, I just plateaued. Because why move any faster? Why do any more if there's no incentive to do so? If you're working at a place where there's no set plan on how to rise up, there's no set way in order to move through the ranks or to increase the wage, where it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get paid the same. So I slowed down to quicker than the slowest people. I mean, I was producing twice the amount of parts in a day that pretty much anyone else is. And so I slowed down to just more than most people, to, just 1 or 2 extra parts a day. And that really upset my manager. He got really pissed, because he's relying on me to be like the ace of the team, the one to move quickly and efficiently. And not getting that raise and finding out that they're not going to give me a raise made me feel like, I had this expectation. I was working towards something, and like, why should I do twice of what someone else will do for this around the same pay? Why not just do a little bit more than they do and still be you know, still be contributing. So he took it as I purposely slowed down, and I took it as, well, I'm just going to relax because I'm not getting a raise anyways. And he got confrontational about it, blew up at me, and told me to go home. And so after he went and walked off and cooled his steam a little bit because he got really upset, I went and talked to him and apologized for the way I was behaving. And because during the confrontation I said some things just to fire him off, because, well, if you're getting upset, might as well give you a reason to get upset, right? I have this tendencies. We have these faults about ourselves, and it's good to recognize these aspects of ourselves. How do we behave in an argument? How do we behave when things are going good and positive? What is our breath? What is our body posture? What is the catalyst? Oh, fuck, I put the wrong boots on. What is the catalyst of who we are in those moments? So, the whole feeling, the whole aspect of it, analyzing it and dissecting it and realizing, okay, this is what I did, this is how I did it, this is how they're probably perceiving it. Trying to bridge out, because we're always stuck in our own mind, because this is the only mind we are. And though we can have telepathy, we can read other people's thoughts real easily and their emotions. We can never actually step inside them. Like, we don't shift inside them, but we can get closer and closer to realizing their perspective. And that happens by dissecting our situations, our moments with them, and our reactions and the mood and everything, and how the whole scenario played out. And since I was a little kid, I always, because I've had a lot of confrontation in my life with people, and being an Aquarius, we are opinionated, we state the facts, and when we're right, we have to tell the world why and how we're right. And we're really into equality. And so if I'm in a situation where I'm not being treated equal, I have this natural tendency to try to equal things out. And a lot of times folks don't like that. And that's where I run into the situation I did today. Or yesterday, and that I'm about to deal with now, because now when I go to clock in, I'm filming this right before work, I have to go talk to my manager, and we're going to have a discussion. So it's good to dissect the events of yesterday, figure out what and how I want to reflect and change that situation for today. Because, as much as I wouldn't mind if they fired me and I go on unemployment and everything, that's just not who I am. And I am a hard worker, and I can move quicker. And without actually still, busting a sweat or hustling. And if I actually hustled, I'd fucking blow them out of the water. I've never hustled. I've always just been steady. And just because I haven't had that reason yet, I haven't been compensated to yet. And so as an Aquarian, I like equality. And if I give more, I want to receive more. And if it's I give, and keep giving more and more and more, but it stays the same, that's not something that jives with me. That's not something of my value system. So it is probably time for me to move on from this And I want to be doing more of this, more filming. So if you like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the like notification, get more videos, and I'm going to keep posting things like this. Because, you know, I have so many different aspects of who I am. We all do. And so, you know, I got my vaporizer reviews, my didgeridoo stuff. We have all these different aspects of ourselves. And I'm working for a company right now, which it's difficult to really build content, build up clientele for my frequency massages. If you're interested in that, reach out. It's just difficult working, being a fabricator, welding every day, and then finding these slivers of time to be able to focus on what I really want to be doing. And in some aspects, this wake up, it might, you know, if it results in me being terminated here, because I won't quit, but if I get terminated, then will be my full focus as I do my transition. Because, you know, this would be if I did get fired, that would be the symbolism to me to say, hey, it's time for change. It's time to do your own thing, because every place I've worked, I've had butting of heads with people. And when I run my own businesses, it just feels so much smoother and so much more me. And so I really need that support of doing things for myself, because I'm self-driven. I'm an entrepreneur. And when an entrepreneur gets themselves into a regular 9-to-5, you know, it's like crushing in a lot of ways, because all you want to do is expand and grow and everything. And I think that's why we do good in startups, working with a team, but we don't do good in old established workplaces where there's not innovation, because entrepreneurs are motivated by innovation, and so in growth, because we want to see our efforts expand. And so it's good. And what I really wanted to just talk to you today about is self-reflection. When we have confrontations, see what messages the universe is giving us with that confrontation, and then just reflect on it and move from there, shift into who we want to be the change. Thanks for joining me. Hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love.